Spending money you don't have at the moment has never been this easy. Currently, there are around 360 million buy now, pay later users, making the BNPL market worth over $150 billion. The hype is expected to boom in the coming years, with the market likely surpassing $3 trillion by 2030. Why is there financing for everything now? And is this rapidly emerging BNPL service a boom or a bubble? Let's find out. When nearly 85% of the world's population is living paycheck to paycheck, inflation is showing no signs of slowing down, and basic life necessities are getting out of reach. There came a shiny new promise from the finance world: buy now, pay later. It means you can split a pair of your favorite Adidas into 4 automatic, interest-free payments of $50 each, with only a cursory credit card required. As per the report from the World Bank, developing countries are facing risks from financial fragility due to post-COVID inflation, non-transparent debt, and rapidly booming interest rates, posing further challenges to recovery. So right when a healthier financial sector is the need of the hour, this BNPL service sounds tempting, right? That's the point. Companies such as Klarna, Zip, Affirm, and Afterpay are offering this payment plan for purchase of everything from retail brands. Their apps are marketplaces of major retail brands that beckon with discounts and offers. And the clincher? You don't have to pay for the whole purchase now. Even Apple is introducing a new BNPL option that will be directly connected to your Apple Wallet. This means with an iPhone wireless tap, you can purchase non-Apple products with payments spread out in 4 installments over the course of 6 weeks. BNPL model is becoming increasingly appealing to customers, as it is different from traditional, less flexible personal credit models. It offers installment payments at 0 or close to 0 interest rates and charges the merchants a fee per transaction, so the customer incurs no additional cost for the credit. Compared to the customer-facing fees that consumers pay while using credit card financing, the reason behind the sudden adoption of BNPL services is quite obvious. Moreover, most users are further incentivized by the quick approval of credit procedures. Most BNPL providers approve credit without doing a complex investigation on the credit score of the buyers. This way, smart credit is the only option left for people who cannot use bank loans to finance their purchases because of their credit history. For others, BNPL serves as an alternative to having a flexible payment option while keeping their credit history clean. The studies have shown that over a fifth of buyers within the age group of 20 to 30 have a not-so-shiny credit history that dispels their future approvals of credit financing. But this does not imply that BNPL customers have unlimited access to credit no matter what their credit history is. Most BNPL have limitations on basket value and use algorithms to identify the monthly credit limit of each customer based on their credit score. These flexible payment platforms pay businesses upfront and in full. They help businesses to maximize their sales without worrying about the accounts receivable, so enterprises don't bear any risks for allowing their end users to make purchase on credit. Instead, they increase their competitive advantage and attract a wider customer base using their phrase "buy now, pay later" as the most persuasive tactic in every marketing move. So it's a win-win for businesses and flexible payment platforms. Recent graduates and young consumers usually have little to no credit history and are generally less financially literate. If they mismanage or overuse the BNPL service, it can lead to drastic consequences on their already delicate financial wellness. Now, it's important for consumers to be their own filters and ensure that they're borrowing for all the right reasons. If you have money and it's not going to derail your budget, then it's better to pay off purchase in full and not have a loan hanging over your head. It's easier, less risky, and more financially responsible. Another considerable fact is when you sign up for the loan. It's important to know what will happen if you forget to make a payment, or in the worst case scenario, couldn't arrange installment on time. Most BNPL services charge late fees or start charging interest in case of late payments. Afterpay, for example, will pause your account until you're caught up on your payments, and missing a payment payment because of any reason might impact your spending limit. Your credit score will suffer inevitable consequences if your BNPL activity gets the attention of credit bureaus. Yet, not all BNPL services report to credit bureaus. Different services and even different loans in these services have different rules about reporting systems. But any case of reporting can diminish your possibility of getting approved for a credit card, increase mortgage rates, and affect the possibility of getting other loans. With the growing popularity of BNPL service, credit reporting agencies are planning to gather as much customer data as possible. TransUnion and Experian have already announced the inclusion of BNPL loan data in customer credit scores. The primary financial risk of BNPL is it can encourage you to spend significantly more than you can afford. So if going on shopping sprees and making large purchases feels easier with BNPL service, you need to double take and ask yourself, am I overspending? Simply, if someone gives you money, it certainly doesn't mean that you should take it or can afford it. So it's not all rainbows and unicorns. All you can do is ensure that you follow the specific rules of your loan and keep an eye on potential changes so that you don't land yourself in debt or with a low credit score. BNPL loans are designed to help consumers, but without considering the risks involved, controlling your personal spending habits, and reading the fine print of BNPL loans. These tricky services can do the opposite. Thank you so much for watching another episode of On Finance. My name is Ray. I'll see you on the next episode, so make sure you also check out all of our social media. Keep yourself up to date. Thank you.